Ever think about how hard it is to fill up a resume? Imagine if you had to put your weight out there as well. Celebrities may be rich and famous, but they're constantly being pressured to lose weight, or else they can forget about working in Hollywood. Before we continue, subscribe to The Taco for more. And give this video a thumbs up. Now, let's see what celebs had to go through extra pressure to shed pounds. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt started out as the chubby and lovable Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation. His adorable, albeit simple-minded, antics earned him a man-crush title among fans of the cult favorite TV show. While Parks and Rec fans didn't mind and in fact loved his teddy bear body, Hollywood wasn't so in favor. Now, Chris Pratt has moved on to the big screen with rippling abs and toned muscles. If you weren't familiar with Pratt's work on television, you'd find it hard to believe that he was ever chubby. He achieved superhero physique to play the role of Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. He also nailed the look of a strong, well-trained dinosaur wrangler in the Jurassic World sequels. But back in 2011, Chris Pratt auditioned for the movie Moneyball and almost didn't get the role. He told Vanity Fair in 2017 that the film's casting director said to him, "We're not going to cast you, you're too fat." Pratt couldn't afford a trainer back then, so he resorted to crash diets, running, and ditching alcohol. A slimmer Chris Pratt ended up nabbing the role in Moneyball, and ever since, we've seen him in his peak form. If you're a fan of Fat Pratt, don't worry. Chris says that guy is just on vacation for a couple of years, but he's coming back. Carrie Fisher. The late Carrie Fisher stole hearts in galaxies far, far away. But even in a universe light years away, Hollywood's weight standards still apply. Carrie Fisher's role as Princess Leia from 1977 to 1983 launched her to stardom. She was adored by millions all over the world, and her bikini costume as Jabba's prisoner is beyond iconic. It was to be expected that for the next Star Wars sequels, Carrie Fisher had to make a comeback. The following film, The Force Awakens, takes place decades after Princess Leia's first appearance. Many would assume that aging is still a thing, even in outer space. But for Hollywood, there's no such thing as aging if it means you gained weight. To reprise her role as Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher was told to drop at least 35 pounds. Would they have gotten another person to play her if she didn't lose the weight? Carrie Fisher was already 59 years old at the time. It's not that easy for someone of that age to suddenly lose weight, especially in a short amount of time. Carrie told Good Housekeeping, "They don't want to hire all of me, only about 3/4. Nothing changes, it's an appearance-driven thing. I'm in a business where the only thing that matters is weight and appearance. They might as well say get younger because that's how easy it is." Mark Hamill. Think it's bad enough that the legendary Carrie Fisher was told to lose weight? Even her co-star Mark Hamill got the same treatment. Mark Hamill cemented his superstar status by playing the role of Luke Skywalker. 32 years later, Hamill was asked back on set for The Force Awakens. His return to the beloved franchise ended up being more bitter than sweet. Mark Hamill spoke with Stellar about his comeback, saying he was shocked. The Star Wars team told the 66-year-old at the time to hit the gym for his role. Hamill was also put on a strict diet that he says was a euphemism for torture. He described his diet to Stellar as no sugar, no dairy, no bread, no fun. Basically, if it tastes good, don't eat it. In the end, Hamill lost a whopping 20 kilograms, which he says thrilled his wife. But was it worth it for Mark himself? After a year of sweating it out in the gym and major food restrictions, Mark Hamill flipped to the last page of the script to see his role. He sees that his cameo, which he trained so hard for over the course of 50 weeks, was just him turning around and removing his hood. Hamill was assured a larger role in The Last Jedi, so perhaps the work paid off after all. Emily Blunt. Hollywood has a thing for telling young, slim girls to keep losing weight. Emily Blunt is already on the thin side, but it wasn't enough for Hollywood. She lost weight for roles not just once, but twice. To play her role as Emily Charlton, one of Miranda Priestley's assistants, Blunt was encouraged to shed pounds. Her character would starve herself, so Blunt had to look the part. She told the LA Times, "I was playing a character who was edge of ill thin. She literally doesn't eat. I couldn't turn up with love handles, but it wasn't like donuts were snatched out of my hand." Emily Blunt also lost a lot of weight preparing for her role in the Adjustment Bureau. She was playing the role of a professional ballet dancer and had to get in shape. She went through a rigorous workout routine that fused boot camp-style training with dance. She also exercised with a trainer using the Tracy Anderson method. For about a month before filming, Blunt was working out for 4 hours every day. Blunt may have started the routine for a role, but she was pleased with the results. She told Women's Health, "I looked like an aerobics teacher, my shoulders puffed out, my back looked like there was a barrel of snakes in it, and I had an 8-pack." Adam Driver. Adam Driver also makes an appearance in the recent Star Wars films as Kylo Ren. Unlike his legendary co-stars, he may have been spared from weight loss comments, but it all changed when he worked with director Martin Scorsese and Andrew Garfield for the film Silence. Driver and Garfield play two Jesuit priests who travel to Japan in search of their mentor. Their characters go through a lot of hardship since Catholicism is outlawed and their presence in Japan is against the law. The pair are supposed to have been traveling through Portugal in the 1600s. Scorsese wanted Adam Driver to really look like he's been going through a difficult time with little food. Driver told Interview that Scorsese asked us to lose a lot of weight. He then started controlling what he was eating to achieve a thin, almost emaciated frame. He may have taken it to the extreme for his role in Silence, which is something he has never done before. Driver also told Interview, "It's an interesting thing, you're so hungry and so tired at some points that there's nothing you can do. You're not adding anything on top of what you're doing." Amber Tamblyn. Amber Tamblyn's most known for her role as Libby in the movie Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The magical pants fit all of the friends despite all of them being different shapes and sizes. But it seems that accepting different sizes is just fiction and Hollywood magic. Amber Tamblyn was only 21 years old when the sequel to Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants was released. She was a rising star back in 2008, set for greatness. Before she could think about becoming a bigger star and getting more movie roles, her agent had some words to share. This agent told her that she first needed to lose weight. She shared her experience with New York Times reporter Jodi Kantor last June. "I think at that point I was 128 pounds and I'm 5'7", she says. "I remember my agent saying to me, and she was a woman, you have a real choice here. You can either be Nicole Kidman or you can be a character actress." Hearing these kinds of words while just starting out as an actress can be devastating. She says, "At that time, I was like 21 years old, so if you look at that and use that as an example and imagine that for over 2 decades, forms of that from when you're a child to all the way up, it does something to you." Amber is now a mother to her own 1-year-old daughter, Marlo. We're sure she will be raising her daughter in a body-positive home. Raven-Symoné. Women of all ages are subject to Hollywood's pressure to stay thin. Even giving birth or aging several decades aren't excuses to stay out of shape. It's all shocking to see how young the pressure starts. Child stars, as impressionable as any kid, are also told to watch their weight and care about their looks. Such the case was true for Raven-Symoné, who's been in the industry ever since she was a child. She says that her weight was being watched since she was 7 years old. Her food portions were also controlled and continued up to when she starred on Disney's That's So Raven. She shared on The View that she was not able to have the bagels or anything at craft services. She also recalls people telling her to not eat while on set because she was getting fat. Raven says that the constant pressure to watch her weight just to keep her spot on the Disney Channel was very depressive. She weighed about 180 pounds while filming her comedy series, so the weight comments didn't stop. When the series wrapped in 2007, Raven took a break from Hollywood to focus on her health, both physically and mentally. Shailene Woodley. Shailene Woodley is most famous for her roles in Divergent and The Fault in Our Stars. She's already on the slim side and doesn't need any encouragement to lose more weight. But for her most recent film, Adrift, she had to shed some pounds. Adrift is a Lost-at-Sea film based on a true story. Sam Claflin plays her fiancé, and the couple is stranded for 41 days. Both of their characters were suffering from near starvation, thirst, and exhaustion. To really look the part, Shailene Woodley dropped her calorie consumption to just 350 calories per day. Nutritionists say this is practically fasting. Half a medium avocado would be about 350 calories. Can you survive on that the whole day? Shailene Woodley really put her body through the test to get into the role. She told the new paper, "We were working extremely long hours out on the open sea. Sam and I were losing quite a bit of weight as we weren't eating much. It's difficult to juggle memorizing lines and acting on an empty stomach." Woodley went on saying, "So not having the fuel to run you physically, along with the emotional complexities that were incredibly taxing at times, mixed with the physicality, it could have been a grueling experience." Kate Beckinsale. Pearl Harbor was a historical box office hit. The romantic period-era drama filmed had big names like Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Alec Baldwin, and Jennifer Garner. The leading lady in the film was none other than the gorgeous Kate Beckinsale. Despite Kate's stunning looks, she didn't seem to impress one important person on set. Michael Bay, the director of Pearl Harbor, was reportedly baffled by Beckinsale's body shape. She went on the Graham Norton show to recount her experience. She said, "I don't think I fit the type of actress Michael Bay had met before. I think he was baffled by me because my chest wasn't bigger than my head and I wasn't blonde." Kate Beckinsale played a nurse in the 1940s, so there wouldn't be any reason for her to be a blonde, Playboy-esque bombshell. At the time of filming Pearl Harbor, Kate had also just given birth to her daughter. She had lost most of the post-baby weight, but was still told that if she got the part, she'd have to work out. Michael Bay went on to say that Kate was not so attractive while doing press tours for the film. Kate said when he was asked about me, he'd say Kate wasn't so attractive that she would alienate the female audience. Chris Hemsworth was definitely channeling a heavenly body when he played the role of Thor in Marvel's Thor series. But after bulking up heavily for the godlike body, he had to lose weight quickly for another role. In 2015, Hemsworth was cast in the movie In the Heart of the Sea. His character and his crew are left to fend for themselves in the middle of the sea. Add to the mix a ravaging storm and a massive whale, and you've got quite the movie. This movie tells the tale of what inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick. But that meant that Chris Hemsworth couldn't be looking like he was constantly pumping iron at the gym. To prepare for the role, Hemsworth cut his food consumption to at least 500 calories a day. He told Entertainment Tonight about his strict diet, saying, "We have to shoot the really skinny stuff where we drop down to 500, 600, 700 calories a day, a good 3 or 4 weeks, and it's going to be pretty uncomfortable, but we'll be together in our misery." It's comforting to know that even a mega hunky star like Chris Hemsworth still has his moments. He said, "I spend more time thinking about food than anything else at the moment." Who else can relate? There you have it. Do you think you could do this for a living? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco. Thanks for watching!